Hi everyone, I'm Milton Hasnat and you're watching Truth in Transition. Today's episode is titled Volker Turk Accused of Orchestrating UN-Backed Regime Change in Bangladesh. Volker Turk, the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, has stunned the world by admitting that his office played a direct role in changing the government of Bangladesh. In a televised interview on BBC Hard Talk, Turk described how his office intervened during last year's student protests, a confession that has shaken the credibility of the United Nations and raised accusations of foreign interference, political manipulation, and crimes under international law. During the March 6 Hard Talk program, Turk told interviewer Stephen Sakor that his office warned the Bangladeshi military during the July-August unrest, saying that if they got involved in the protests, they might lose their UN peacekeeping status. He said, "We highlighted the situation, we threatened the military, and then we saw change. That change, as everyone now knows, was the collapse of the elected government and the formation of an unelected interim administration backed by the military and led by Dr. Muhammad Yunus." Turk went even further, revealing that after the regime change, the new interim leadership personally sought his cooperation. He admitted, "When Dr. Yunus became chief advisor, he asked me to send a fact-finding team to Bangladesh. We did that, and it helped." This statement clearly shows coordination between the UN Human Rights Office and the unelected government, raising grave questions about UN neutrality and its entanglement with Western-backed political agendas. Analysts say this is not diplomacy, it's direct political interference. At the height of the violence, when mobs were killing and burning the homes of Awami League supporters, Turk's office released a speculative, unverified report condemning the government. Experts argue that this report fueled mob hatred and encouraged lynchings, just as hate radio broadcasts did during the 1994 Rwandan genocide. In short, the UN's top human rights official may have helped incite mass violence in the name of rights. Under the 1948 UN Genocide Convention, direct and public incitement to commit genocide is an international criminal offense. The Rome Statute defines hate-based incitement leading to systematic violence as a crime against humanity. And Article 20 of the ICCPR forbids any advocacy of hatred that incites discrimination, hostility, or violence. Legal experts say Turk's conduct, threatening a sovereign army, influencing a political transition, and publishing unverified claims during bloodshed, could meet these criteria. The accusation is stark that Volker Turk, as head of the UN Human Rights Office, abused his mandate to facilitate a US-aligned regime change operation in Bangladesh, legitimizing violence, destabilizing a democracy, and betraying the UN's founding principles. Recently, Turk has drawn fresh criticism for publicly supporting the trial of several Bangladesh army officers before the International Crimes Tribunal, ICT. Observers say this intervention once again exposes his political bias and disregard for due process. They argue that a UN official in his position should have remained neutral, especially given the tribunal's disputed legitimacy and the broader climate of fear within the military. For many, Turk's remarks have only deepened the perception that he has chosen sides in Bangladesh's internal conflict. For many observers, this marks one of the darkest moments in UN history, where the organization meant to defend human rights became an instrument for destroying them. Neither the United Nations nor Volker Turk has offered any formal response to these grave allegations. But one question now echoes across the international community. Has Volker Turk turned the UN into a political weapon? And should the world's top human rights official himself face international investigation? Until those questions are answered, the credibility of the United Nations hangs by a thread. If you found this episode useful, please subscribe to Truth in Transition and turn on notifications. To help keep this work independent, consider becoming a paid member. Thank you.